Thanks very much, Robert. What do you say about the next MPP for Glengarry? Thank you very much, folks. Bonjour tous. Merci aussi à notre candidate, Roxanne Villeneuve-Robertson, who is going to make an excellent MPP et la prochaine députée pour Glengarry Prescott Russell. Et merci à vous tous pour votre support pour moi et pour Roxanne, pour Lisa, Andrew, Rob, and Jack McLaren. What an incredible PC team I have here in Eastern Ontario. Let me tell you, and I want to thank you very much for taking the time to be here on a Saturday, taking time away from family and other activities to talk about what's going to happen and hopefully happen very soon. We need change in the province of Ontario, friends. We need to take our province down a new and different path, and it's become increasingly clear, whether it's Dalton McGuinty, Kathleen Wynne, Andrew Horvath, they're all one and the same. The only way to a stronger, more prosperous province of Ontario with opportunity for all is a PC government to take us down a new path. Really appreciate Pierre, you taking the time to be here too. Pierre has done an outstanding job as our MP, and I know you've got a busy schedule, so we appreciate your deep friendship for the Ontario Party as well. Pierre, thank you very much for your support. And my friend and colleague Brian Colbert did a hell of a job as our Ag and Tourism Minister and served back in the days when governments actually did what they said they were going to do under Premier Vice. Folks, you're here today because you believe that we can do a heck of a lot better in Ontario than we're doing today. You believe that we can have an Ontario where people have good jobs to go to. They can build a business, they can see it grow. An Ontario that gives hope to our young people that they can build their future with a reliable source of income in the province of Ontario, secure in their employment, can raise a family and buy a home. You believe in Ontario where more people working and revenue comes in to make sure we've got health care for our loved ones when they need it. That we're raising the bar in our education system with higher standards so our kids can take on the best of the best in the world. And an Ontario that invests in its highways, its transportation systems to ensure people can get home safely and businesses can get goods to market. It's kind of Ontario we want to see, an Ontario that's strong, prosperous, and proud again. But I'll let you in on an open secret. It's not the Ontario that we're seeing out there today. Under 10 years of Liberal mismanagement and overspending, what do we have for that? 600,000 people woke up this morning on a weekend with nothing to look forward on Monday, no job to go to. Another 400,000 stuck on the welfare rolls. 200,000 people that are giving up work, looking for work altogether. That's 1 million people out there who have lost hope in our province. And for all the money we spend, are we seeing improvements in our frontline healthcare services? Or are they taking services away from Glengarry Prescott Russell to build bigger health bureaucracies elsewhere? And I don't want to see an education system where our kids and parents are being used as hostages in a constant battle between the union management and the province of Ontario. It's about time somebody stood up for our kids, for our parents, for the principals and the classroom teachers, and made sure our kids had the best education in the world, not tools in the singular. So let me say this to you today. Let's get going. Allons-y. And let's stand up for rural Ontario. We put out our paper last week, as Roxanne and Lisa said, called Respect for Rural Ontario. Friends, my Ontario includes Navan. My Ontario includes Maxville. My Ontario includes Mississippi Mills as much as McLean. For Ontario to be successful, we got to fight and fire on all cylinders. So what does that mean in our paper? Last time I checked, I suspect folks in Navan paid the same gas tax as somebody in Toronto. Am I right? You have tax on your gas here in Navan? But I sense that you don't have, not hearing a subway system beneath the Navan Hall here today. The Wynne-McGuinty Liberals will only give gas tax to municipalities if you've got a subway system or a bus system. It's not fair. We all pay the same gas tax no matter where you live in the province of Ontario. And in communities across Glengarry, Prescott, Russell, roads and bridges, that is a public transit system. You got to get around. And that's why a PC government that I lead will make sure that every municipality, no matter large or small, gets their fair share of gas tax to put into the roads, their bridges, their local priorities. Fair is fair. So let's get going and stand up for agriculture and food processing and agribusiness, which has been the backbone for communities like this riding here. It also means standing up for our horse racing sector. 65,000 jobs out there that we're going to fight for. We think it's wrong when there are 600,000 people out of work, that the Liberal idea is to close down the racetrack slots and toss another 65,000 on the unemployment lines. That's not the way ahead. You know what we're going to do? We're going to make sure we maintain a partnership there, a good future for our horse racing sector, the spin-off jobs, and that plan to close down the slots and create 29 new casinos, God knows where, we're going to put that permanently on the shelf. Here, here. And Roxanne said, and I want to be clear, she said she was with me last night and this morning. We had meetings. I want to be clear about that. In case you got mistranslated there. So last night we had a meeting with construction companies. I know there are a number of you here as well from the construction sector, and the horror stories. In return, you know the Working Families Coalition, right? Yeah. They do millions of dollars of ads to put horns on my head and a pitchfork in my head. They use unflattering photos. Well, I'm not sure there's any flattering photos, but they use a photo nonetheless. And what happens is they got this you scratch my back, I scratch yours relationship with the Liberals. We can't lose sight of that. And in return, they've given the big unions, the special interests, everything they asked for. Let me tell you a couple of things that are happening out there. Last night we heard about a company. It's 44 workers, a construction company. And one time on a weekend, they had 3 guys working. 2 signed up for union cards, and then all 44 were unionized with no vote, no say in the matter. And 2 individuals we think were lied to about what cards they were signing. This is the type of imbalance we have the problem. So what does that mean? The guys we talked to last night, the leaders in the sector, they're afraid to hire. They say they want to take people on. I want to see small business in the province that's excited about growing, that's looking forward to tomorrow as much as today, that wants to take on new labor. And that's why, friends, the PC government with Roxanne Villeneuve-Robertson will stand up to the special interests. We'll say no to the big, powerful unions and stand up for small business and the men and the women who want jobs in our province and bring our labor laws into the 21st century. After all, doesn't it seem fair? I mean, if you could elect your prime minister, your premier, your mayor in a secret ballot vote, shouldn't you have a say whether you want to belong to a union or not? Doesn't it run against our Canadian values to say to somebody, if you refuse to join the union, you're fired from your job? That's un-Canadian. It hurts us, and it hurts people. That's why we'll restore the secret ballot vote and let individuals choose in their own free will, free of intimidation, whether they want to belong to a union or not. I think it's the way we need to go in the province of Ontario. So friends, let's get going. Let's bring about that change. Let's bring our great province of Ontario back on a better path. That means lowering taxes so businesses have the confidence to hire again, invest in new equipment, consumers can spend again. Let's get going to get our energy sector back on solid footing and end these handouts for wind and solar that are causing us hundreds of millions of dollars to pay for surplus power we don't need to Quebec and New York to take it off our hands. Industrial wind turbines that are dividing communities down the middle, churches down the middle, neighbor against neighbor. Moratorium in those projects. Get energy back to basics so it's reliable and affordable so families can pay their bills. Let's get going in a healthcare system that puts the patient first and invests in small town communities. Let's get going in an education system that will raise the bar for our kids so they can count on good jobs when they graduate and compete against the best of the best in the world. And let's get going to make sure we take care of our seniors, that great generation that built our province, that made it strong, that they in their retirement will have a secure retirement and the services there when they need it. So friends, let's get going and spread this message as you leave the hall here today to the small business out there who's thinking about giving up in the province of Ontario and going elsewhere, closing their doors. Tell them to hang on a little longer. To the men and women who are working at 2 jobs each, just trying to make ends meet to pay the bills, tell them that hope is on the way. And to the business that's left our province of Ontario and gone across the border to another state or province, I want you to tell them to come back home. A PC government is going to make sure Ontario's comeback is on the way. We're going to turn this place around. We're going to dust ourselves off, put ourselves back on our feet, and lead this great country of Canada again. More jobs, better opportunity for all, the best frontline service. Friends, Ontario's comeback is about to start. Send Roxanne Villeneuve-Robertson to Queen's Park. Get behind her. Let's bring the kind of change Ontario needs.